Hi everyone. I hope you all had a good weekend. This is in a bit of a different order today because what I really would like you to do is do this ICT lesson, and if possible, if your parents have got time, I'd really like you to grab them to get them to either watch this video with you or go through the PowerPoint, because I think it's really important with the task at the end that your parents help you with it a little bit if at all possible. So that would be fantastic. Okay, so it's just a refresher on the e-safety that you all did with Mrs. Jackman from earlier in the year. Just a few tips and reminders now we found ourselves in a different situation at home. Okay, so how much time are you spending online in the pandemic? Be honest. I'm spending a ridiculous amount of time on my phone. I've just got my screen time report through. 6 hours a day, it says I'm looking at my phone, and you just don't even realise. So how are you occupying your time online? But what are the good things about technology in the pandemic? Just have a think about those questions. Okay, so technology is undoubtedly making this pandemic a bit easier. You can go online whenever or wherever you like. I have lots of options. Got a laptop, and I'm really lucky that I've got an iPad and a phone as well. You've got, unlimited access to Netflix. We can do Zoom calls to our family that we're really missing. Online quiz nights. But is spending too much time online dangerous? So it can be. Spending too much time online can be really dangerous. It can give you eye strain, it can give you headaches, it can make you really irritable, and you might find yourself becoming really obsessed and panicky when you can't use technology. So below this video and here, I've given you a short film to watch. It's from the BBC Bitesize website. It's suitable for Key Stage 2, and it's called Hooked. And it's an animated film, and it's about a boy called Gabriel who wins tickets to a big basketball game, and he invites his friend Tony to come. But Tony is so obsessed with the video game, he pretends to be sick so he doesn't miss out on his gaming, and it's really interesting. So if you feel like you're spending too much time online, or it's taking over a little bit, here's just a few tips that could help you. So maybe ask your parent to take your device away or limit your time online. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you. Or on your phones, you can sometimes get an app that limits your time online, and it kind of counts down and it can lock you out. Plan out your time online throughout the day, set limits and breaks. So you might say, well, I will only go online after 3 o'clock when I know I'm done with all my schoolwork and stuff. Top tip, because I know some of you are struggling with this, make sure you go to bed as if you were getting up for school the next day. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to bed at the same time and setting my alarm as it normally is for 6:30, and making sure that I'm waking up at a consistent time. If you need us, we are here to help you with this, you or your parents. Here's our email address here. Please email us if you are struggling with any of this. Okay, so not only are we spending a lot more time online, it can be dangerous to be online and with your technology. So some of the dangers might be you are being contacted by people that you don't know who you're talking to. That might include, I've had cases of brothers and sisters of your friends. Sometimes they're kind of contacting people, sharing things online that can be forwarded onto others, like secrets or photos or things like this, being friended by people you don't know randomly. Strangers could ask for personal information about you. You might be being called names or bullied in online games, perhaps by people you consider or have considered your friends. Some people might ask you to share passwords, or people might guess or use your passwords, and you might accidentally download some spyware to computers by accident. So just have a think. So just pause after each one. So what would you do if you are on Club Penguin and you get a friend request from someone you don't know? What would you do? So obviously, if it's someone you don't know, and this includes the brothers, sisters, siblings, mums, dads of your friends, don't friend them. So if it's not one of your friends and you don't know who the person is, don't friend them. Okay, next scenario. So what would you do if your friend asked you to share a secret with them, or send them a photo of you doing something silly, like say with like yogurt all over your face or something on WhatsApp? What would you do then? So my advice to you would be Do not share anything online you wouldn't be happy for your parents, your nan, Mrs. Youngman to see. Everything, as far as I'm concerned, on technology has the potential to be in the public domain. So never ever share anything that you wouldn't be comfortable with those people seeing. Okay, next scenario. What would you do if someone who used to be your friend was upsetting you by sending you nasty text messages? What would you do then? So my advice to you would be to tell your parents straight away and to block their number. All phones have a block facility on there, and if you block them straight away, then the messages won't be able to get through to you. That goes for things like WhatsApp as well. Next scenario, last one. What would you do if you're on your dad's laptop doing some schoolwork and your friend sends you a link to download a cool new game? What would you do then? So my advice to you would be always ask your parents before downloading anything to any computers or devices. Some games and links and things contain things called spyware, which can actually hack into your computer and get your personal details, your passwords, especially for bank accounts and things. It can be really, really dangerous if you don't know what you're downloading. So always ask a parent if you are downloading anything. Okay, my top tips for staying safe are basically as follows. Never accept friend requests from people you don't know on any sites. Never share anything online you wouldn't be happy for the world to see. Never give out personal information on your internet. This includes your name, address, and school. Even if it's just your first name, just don't give it out. Don't fake a name either. Just don't do it. If something someone is doing online upsets you, you need to leave the chat or the game straight away and tell a trusted adult like your mum or your dad. If you can keep what's happening on your phone, do, and show it to them. Never, ever, ever share your passwords for anything, and don't download apps or games without permission. Okay, just a polite reminder to parents, every year we have problems with these kind of things that goes on outside school and overspills into school, and we spend a lot of our time sorting things out. But just a polite reminder, your children are in year 5, they should not be playing Fortnite. The game is rated 12 plus. I think the game Among Us is also not suitable for your children. They are rated that for a reason. Your children should also not be using WhatsApp, Snapchat, or similar, especially if you are not supervising them. These apps are rated 13 plus at best. Snapchat is a 16 rated app, and Snapchat is really quite dangerous because the messages disappear and there's no way to get them back. Your child's technology use should be monitored and filtered, and your children should only access things like Netflix with their own profile set to the kids version. There's quite a lot of nasty content on Netflix, even for grown-ups. Okay, back to the children. So a very important message about things that you post online. Anything you post online stays there forever, and I mean forever. Even if you think the website is deleted, there are things like there are special search engines that go back through and archive all the posts. Anyone can access anything you post online, so don't think because things are set to private that you won't be found out by things. There are ways and means of people accessing it. If you post something mean, offensive, derogatory towards someone else, this includes racist language, it can be accessed by people long into the future and potentially affect you for the rest of your life. I know you think I'm being dramatic, but employers, when you go to find a job, and university applications will search back through your social media. There's been lots and lots of cases of celebrities that have posted things on Twitter that may be racist or offensive when they are 15. They are now famous pop stars, and it's come back to bite them. So think before you post, and if in doubt, just don't do it. So if you think, oh, I don't know if I'd want my mum to see that, just don't. Similarly, I'm just going to talk a little bit about Zoom and Teams etiquette, especially in school. So Zoom and Teams are brand new technology to all of us. I had never heard of Zoom last January, but now I sort of seem to spend my life on it. So depending on the situation, your camera is on or you're off, and this depends on the meeting you're on and what your parents' wishes are. If your parents don't want you to be seen on our Teams meetings, please just respect that. It is polite when you are in our Teams meeting, there's a lot of you, to mute yourself unless you are asked by the meeting leader to unmute to speak. Obviously, this is different when you're chatting to your nan on Zoom, but in school, Teams meetings, you should be acting as if you were in your class, in the classrooms. You're all on mute unless, you know, we unmute you, which you will get lots of opportunities to speak. But that is just because it's very noisy for everyone. If everyone's microphones are on, it picks up things like fridges humming in the background. Remember, everyone can see what you are posting in that chat. This includes all the teachers in school, your parents, other parents, your classmates, Mrs. Youngman, Mr. Rose. So don't post anything in that chat that you won't want any people to see. So please don't post anything silly or offensive. Okay, so this is your actual task. So you're going to come up with a 5-point online safety plan for lockdown 3. So 5 things that you're going to do to keep yourself safe while you're spending increasing amounts of time online. I would really, really like you to ask a parent to help you if you can. I really want your parents to be involved and to see how seriously you and we are taking this. I want you to write it down. And I don't want you to send it to me. You can take a picture and send it to me if you want to. But I want you to post it on your fridge just to remind yourself so you know. And it can include any of the things that we've talked about today. So just as an example, this is my example 5-point safety plan. So 1, I'm going to limit my use of technology. I'm getting too distracted by my screen. There are sometimes TV programs I want to watch, but I'm too distracted by my screen and then I miss them. So I'm not going to get absorbed in my phone constantly. I'm going to check the Netflix ratings carefully on anything I view. I'm going to check my emails and texts carefully before I send them. I'm not going to accept any WhatsApp requests from people I don't know, and I'm going to think really carefully about what I post on Instagram. So those are my top tips. I hope you find this useful. Any questions, please just email year5@Millbrook as normal, and I will see you for our other lessons later today.